Hello everyone, this is MaffumanCasting, StarCraft Star Battle. This is a 6-on-6 ship-buddy action game starting Alien Hybrid. Alien Hybrid's going to come on in there with 1.71 speed, extra range, and long boat missiles. We got Torpedo. Torpedo's going to come on in there with Arbiter, 1.71 speed, and no other upgrades. So he just has his recharge shields, but plenty of energy to use it. 375, went from 225 to 375. Zaptaz is a Dreadnought. He's got that explosive charge, a little bit of speed. Chen going to come on in there, a little bit less speed, more range, and laser batteries, no other abilities. Golden Angel's going to take the top row, 1.71 speed, longboat missiles, and max power. Coming on in there with that Plague as a standard thing to do, which is fantastic. We got Rodrigo being pushed back a little bit by Chen, little Dreadnought on Dreadnought action with Rodrigo as 1.61 speed, Gatling cannons and laser batteries. Big Duke trying to push up on Golden Angel. Golden Angel is able to get away, but Big Duke does have 1.71 speed and Gatling cannons for extra damage. So none of the Dreadnoughts went for armor. Went for other cool stuff though. We got Xerius coming in there with Plague. He doesn't have enough energy because he's been using the Plague. He does have it right now. There we go, 100. Let's see what he ends up using it on. It's always a question of whether you want to use it immediately on somebody right there. Boom. Or if you want to try to be lucky and get two. But if you're pushing up a Dreadnought and you can do some extra damage, you might as well do that. Torpedo though, using that 375 energy to recharge. Oh, he also upgraded how many shields he's can give to him. Basically, Torpedo is a Arbiter. Arbiter is a shield restorer. Exchanges energy for shields. Starts off at 60. He pushed it up to 120. So Chen, even though he doesn't have very much armor, even though he's being pushed up by a whole bunch of people, was getting a whole bunch of shield from them. Brown Sugar is the Guardian. We got a little bit off track because they were going through some action, but we got Guardian with starting off with Spawn Broodlers and Corruptors. Cost so much energy that although they are great to have, very hard to support in the very beginning. Get OSC, pushing up there, 1.71 speed, particle disruptors, interceptors up, both one has the extra range for that beautiful Plague though, 1, 2, Knox with his very fancy Void Ray, has a blink, also has phase disruptors at 2, which means he's upgraded, one-shot shooting. Looks like Brown Sugar's going to be flying around. We got taking a whole bunch of damage from everybody in the team right there. Xerius does not have enough for Plague. Even if he had enough for Plague, they know that they can probably get a kill in the very beginning of the game, and they do. Brown Sugar taken out by Chen, and the entire blue side is going around. Will they get lucky? Will they go for Big Duke as well? Big Duke is going to go for, have 1.71 speed. He's pretty speedy as far as Dreadnoughts go. Xerius does use that Plague to hurt the blue side. However, once he uses his one trick, his pony is out of tricks, so he can only use that once. I'm not sure that's enough to scare them off, and they are going to get another kill. Blue side picking up 2 kills in the very beginning of the game. Get OSC flying super close to the carrier. Only has 4 interceptors, 5 interceptors now because they've been shot off. But he's close enough to base that he doesn't get picked off himself. It's just he doesn't have very much DPS beyond particle disruptors, interceptors. Xerius has the Plague, was using Plague, did upgrade his energy more, potential beautiful shot right there. Hits as many people as possible. He's been getting some double shots. It's just when you have a very thick tank team, 1, 2 tanks, even though they don't have armor, 2 battle cruisers, plenty of damage. With a torpedo healer as much as possible, it is very hard for just one ability to make up for that. So blue side now moving back though. Yes, they have 2 that they just picked up. They are injured though. Gonna fly around. We got Knox coming in there. He has very early cloak and 425 potential energy. He's going to be using it, trying to push up on max power. Max power does not have enough energy for Plague right now, and the torpedo can't heal him. He can only transfer, give some shields to people who have shields. That's not the case. Knox is going to take some damage. We got the entire blue side flying around. He is cloaked though, and is he going to be able to pick up a kill in the very beginning of the game? He is getting super close. He has to continue, keep in mind how much energy he has. He only has 100 and something odd. He's going to keep on pushing all the way back, and he does. He only has 100. Will he be able to get back? That blink took up a whole bunch of energy. He's going to take some damage right now. But the blue side is just a little bit too slow to make a pickup on that. So great shot by Knox. Void Rays are extremely hard ships because they are the hero. They have some really cool abilities, and but it's very easy to get overconfident. He just had just enough energy to kill, and then just enough to blink away, and just enough rocks as natural protection to protect him from dying himself. So now it's a 4 versus 5 scenario right now. We got Zaptaz, Chen, Zaptaz being plagued. Now they both went for damage, I guess, for laser batteries, but basically they didn't go for Terran ship plating. The plague does go through that, so they would have ignored it. They may end up getting some armor anyway. They are the tanks, and even if it doesn't affect the one ability, everything else is good about that. Torpedo, using that feedback on Xerius. Looks like Knox is going to go back there, 479. Again, OSC 626. We got Xerius 598, Rodrigo 353. And it looks like Torpedo's flying around the side, trying to pick up as much with his farming as possible. He's really getting some great abilities. Even though he started off without any, he ended up getting some really good ones. Recharge Shield came in handy because there were so many people on his team with shields. Unfortunately, not an Overlord. But he then ended up getting enough money for Electromagnetic Storm, always good to have. Feedback, always good to have. Plus, he was able to one-shot farm. So right there, he just took out a whole bunch of money right there. Doesn't have to commit, doesn't have to stay very long. Even going back to base with his 385 Alien Hybrid flying in. All alone, though. He is all alone, but I think the red side assumes that the rest of the blue side is there somewhere. They happen not to be. Knox, flying around the side, has 104 before he warps on back. Doesn't want to get caught, and the red side is also not going to get a chance to get Alien Hybrid. Alien Hybrid has scan. It is helpful. It is kind of a two-part, magic thing to do. 2 scans right there. He also has a lockdown, but scan creates a tiny little area. You see a little area of a detection. That's the detection range. It's not great, to be honest, but it also reveals the location of other ships on the map, so you can see that if they're going around the side. If you don't see them all, then you know that they're there. We have Knox just trying to stay out of the detection range. Detection range is at 6, and his beam goes at 8, so he's like just on the line. Rodrigo taking a whole bunch of damage. Chen moving in, sees Xerius, knows that he has enough for plague, doesn't want to get that, but does end up getting plagued. But while he was retreating, Knox taking some damage, blinking back, and is in cloak. Rodrigo doesn't have the ability to blink or cloak. All he can do is take damage. He does upgrade his Terran ship plating by 24 base armor, 24 armor count right there. Beautiful Vortex taking up almost everybody in the thing. Is that going to be enough though? The red side doesn't have super amount of DPS. Yes, they have a Void Ray. The Void Rays have shields. Yes, they have a Plague. That Plague is fantastic. 1, 2, 3 people right there. But you can't just rely on one Plague to kill them all. And they are going to retreat from there. Interceptors at 9. Because of the early Vortex, that cost 400 money. That's 400 money that you didn't put into range, interceptors, all that stuff. So it helps. It helps collect them all into one area. Disable them for a little bit. Take them off map. Beautiful Plague again. It does come at the cost of other stuff. It's a great ability. Honestly, it's probably the most effective carrier ability. But it is also like kind of like a skill tree. Vortex is fantastic. Temps are fantastic. Both when you buy them in the very beginning of the game, you don't have enough money for it usually. Especially not if you want to go for interceptors as well. All about balance, and it's what ability is helpful at the time. Interceptors moving in. Chen does have a 12 base armor count, plus 50 because he was using his protective field. Gets Xerius to use that siphon energy from him, and given a quarter of that energy that he gets from Chen right there, but enough to push him back. 281, Alien Hybrid 450, Golden Angel 402. And they already went back to base. Torpedo now has just this two abilities still, 525 to support it. That's fantastic. 180 per second for his allies. Chen moving back. Now, actually, battlecruisers have the ability to get biosteel, and biosteel helps them recharge hull when they're not in combat. So let's see if he ends up having that. It's a fantastic ability. It only costs 125. It's helpful in every situation. Most battlecruisers get it at some point. Zaptaz and Chen can get repair bots. Zaptaz does not have repair bots, but Chen does. That means his even though Arbiter can only recharge some shields, that's all he really needs to do. He needs to give them some shields while they build up their own. Knox diving in there. Golden Angel has the scanner sweep, has the cloak, uses the scanner sweep, and cloak. No, he has lockdown, and he tried to use his lockdown, but I think he ran out of energy. He only has 225 to support it, so it's not quite enough. It's one or the other at the moment because Knox was cloaked. He had to choose that one. Can't see what you can't shoot, or can't shoot what you can't see. One or the other, or both. Rodrigo trying to farm. He's 1.71 speed. He's relatively speedy. He's relatively armored. He's at full health. However, you don't want to be caught off guard. It looks like Alien Hybrid is going to move on in there. He is going to try to do some damage. Zaptaz moving in. Chen moving in. Trying to find the right angle. Beautiful Plague being used. Get the energy drain being used. Alien Hybrid doesn't have any DPS abilities with his energy. So, but at least he's not. I mean, he only had, it was kind of, you don't really know what the opponents have. So he used Cypher Energy. He just happened not to have like Vortex was blocked. Vortex is blocked by the feedback right there. Get away, see 425 potential energy, but not enough to support Vortex when you get feedback. Fantastic use right there. He was definitely going to catch somebody. Zaptaz and Chen, even though they've upgraded speed to some degree, they're not going to be super speedy. We got Knox moving in. Beautiful mine explosive charge being used right there. It's an area of effect ability. You lay it down, it does some damage in the area. If that area has a void ray in it, even if that void ray is cloaked, you still do the damage to the void ray. Even if you can't see them, there's some mitigating techniques that Chen and Zaptaz can do. That's where you see both of them have explosive charge. It's not perfect, but if that's the best you can do, that's the best you can do. 1, 2 right there. If the Dreadnought didn't pull out in time, he would have gotten 2 explosive charges to the face. Feedback being used on Knox. Knox is going to move on back. He's got a 525 potential energy, and so it's recharging relatively quickly, but he's not going to try to stay in combat for too long. He does have a warp, will end up being used. Will Golden Angel catch him though? Golden Angel has 10 range and does use the lockdown. Lockdown makes the Void Ray unable to get any more energy. He's going to also not be able to use his abilities for a couple seconds. Now at a soft cooldown, uses it again. 1, 2 shots right there. Zerius boinging on the rocks a little bit, boinging on the rocks a little bit more, using the Plague though. 1, 2 for Golden Angel and Torpedo. Rodrigo moving in, get OSC, moving around, has Warp in, has Vortex. Has 11 interceptors to support other than those 2 abilities. Siphon Energy being used against Chen. He also uses Contaminate. Contaminate slows down how quickly they do damage. Plague does hurt all the Terran ships. Also does hurt the interceptors. Probably still worth it though because you did a whole bunch of damage to the Terran ships. These Sky Furies are just House Sky Furies. The blue side, unable to pick up a kill right there. Gonna set up some mines in frustration, and we got a sneaky Void Ray. Gonna move on in. We're gonna talk very quietly. He's gonna see what he can possibly do. Now we have the 2 scanner sweep being used. He's gonna pull out just in time, and plus look at those explosive charges. If you wanted to go up there, you would have taken some more damage. Double scanner sweep all the way across the sky. What does it mean? It's so beautiful. We got Zaptaz moving in, trying to get that sweet farm. He knows he's a Dreadnought. He's going to get more and more powerful. He has just explosive charge, which he's upgraded, but he doesn't have very much other than some range. It's 9. It's 9's good. No Gatling cannon, limited armor. 426 to spend on that type of stuff. 292 for Alien Hybrid. We got Zaptaz 458, Chen 592 something odd. Golden Angel pulling back just in time. We got Torpedo flying away 103. He's got some laser batteries. He's got longbow missiles. It looks like yes, 9, 9, 8, 10, and 8. So what that was I'm checking everybody's range for their laser batteries. Hold up being used on Zerius, and anything over Ooh, Vortex being used on 1, 2, and Battlecruiser flies in as well, meaning that, Torpedo pulled away from his hold-up, and, all of the blue side is caught in this, except for the Arbiter, who moves back to base, and Chen, who's unable to protect his allies. Azirius is going to be, get his combo broken. He's going to be able to escape from there. He was super weak ship. He's a magic ship. He's a big happy damage blimp, but he's not he's not a damage taking blimp. He's a damage doing blimp. So he's going to move on back to base. Zirius 1.82 speed. Speedy could escape, but not when he. But when you're in a stasis, it kills your momentum as well. So even though he's faster than Chen, even though he's faster than Alien Hybrid, he would be in a position where he has to get up to 1.81 speed. And they are already moving, so they already have the momentum advantage. It would take longer, they'd do a whole bunch more damage, probably going to kill them right there, especially because of the Battlecruiser and, any explosive charges as well. Alien Hybrid only has the one ability, has Scanner Sweep, 275 to support it, which is plenty enough for Scanner Sweep. It's not quite enough to take Siphon Energy as well with that. Siphon Energy gives 25% of 300, potentially, back to Alien, to Zirius. Knox moving in. Knox doing some damage. Trying to attack Torpedo. Chen laying up some explosive charges. The best he can possibly do right now. We got Golden Angel moving in. He's going to, be able to see them. Knox taking a whole bunch of damage. Beautiful use of the rocks right there. Torpedo making some fantastic strategic decisions to go around the rocks. We got, the Contaminate being used against Chen and Zaptaz. They are just there to be scary. We got, Rodrigo moving along the side, and he's going to just fly in. He is now, a little bit offside. He's going to take some damage, but the carrier and Zirius adding some support right there. Beautiful Vortex being used on 1, 2, 3 ships right there. Chen flying around, out of energy. We got Knox going in there, going to use his charge. He's going to just decide to fly into the vortexes. That wasn't a mistake. That was actually the best thing to do in the moment. He doesn't have any allies. Now he does. Even though they're all going to be slowed without any momentum, they can at least be together. We got a Torpedo. He moved back to base. He's not he didn't work the thing. We got Emergency Shield being used from Chen, and Chen is going to take the end of taken out. We got Torpedo flying in there. Now he's with his allies. He's using the hold up on Knox. That means that the DPS potential is almost gone. Get over see 17 interceptors are not that great because he went for a Vortex very early. We got the Plague being used. Torpedo flying in. He's gonna try to retreat. He had to protect his allies. He's going around the rocks again. Again, the rocks break the sight line for the prismatic beam, and the prismatic beam can only shoot going straight, meaning that when you go around the rocks, it breaks the sight line. You cannot see them. You cannot shoot them. And he's gonna make it back to base. 175. Will he make it back to base himself? He's relatively speedy, and he has a 2.02 speed. He's gonna make it back to base as long as he doesn't stop to pick his nose or text or something like that. He's gonna make it back just in time. We got a Tempest flying in there. Those are just the House Tempest. They're gonna be hurt. Blue side loses one ship, but all things considered, could have been so much worse. Golden Angel flying back, protecting everybody. Everybody has enough range that they are as far, or if not farther, than 8. And 8 is the full extent of the prismatic beam. You cannot. It's the high capital ship damage dealer of the Void Ray, and that only goes at 8 range ever. You can't upgrade it. Even if you upgraded your range, that only affects the face disruptors. So that means that if Knox can shoot them, they can all shoot Knox. That means that he pretty much has to rely on Cloak. To some degree, he's going to take some shots before he can do any, and that's why he uses Cloak, uses that Blink to mitigate that. However, they have the range advantage, even if they don't want to be that close. You don't want to be that close to a Void Ray, but if you have to be, at least you've got a couple shots on them. Red side moving back. They know that Ghetto does have his Vortex ready. Zirius does have a whole bunch of abilities and energy. Everybody's relatively full health, but you don't want to get held up again by Torpedo. 575 potential energy. He's going to need his energy back before he can use it. That's why the use of Siphon Energy. The Energy War is officially on. We got Alien Hybrid using the Scanner Sweep. Scares away Knox. He's got 6 upgrades on his plasma shields, but he's never going to be really a tank ship. He's a high damage dealer, Void Ray, 14 beam, only 10.5 armor, and we're going to basically ignore after the 8,700 shields. That's basically all you can do. We got a Torpedo being held up. Everybody moving around. Feedback being used. Nuke ready. Vortex stopping the nuke. We got Xerius being able to be protected. We got Knox flying in against Torpedo, using the charge. Torpedo's going to fly, try to get into the Vortex as well, but he doesn't quite make it there with his interceptors as well as Knox on him. We got a lockdown being used. Now the nuke was in that charging up mode. It takes a couple seconds to delay, and in that seconds of the delay, the Vortex is used. That doesn't mean that the nuke is out of commission. It just means it wasn't able to be used right there. So it's not even on cooldown. It's ready, armed, ready to go. Knox flying around, gonna make it out of there as long as they don't shoot him, and he has a couple more seconds, 9, 10, and he's gone. He makes it out with a kill. But now it looks like we got a 4 versus 3 scenario. Xerius flying in there. And there's really nothing that he can do. He is fast. He's at 1.92 speed. He's faster than he used to be. But Overlords are just never going to be in a very tanky unit because their armor count's so low, and their overall health isn't very low. Is pretty low. So if they get caught up in something like a stasis, that's basically all they can do. Golden Angel boinging on the rocks. He's got his nuke. He's going to try to use his nuke. He uses the nuke against Knox. I think that's just in desperation. He does get taken out by Xerius with his little side blast right there. Zaptaz moving back, flying away. He's going to use his protective field. Will this be enough? The Vortex is still on cooldown for another 20 seconds. We got Rodrigo pushing it up. He has Gatling cannon. Going to try to do some damage. Zaptaz gets zapped from Xerius. We got Alien Hybrid moving in. He's got his protective field. Zaptaz moving in. He's going to try to make it back to base. He does make it back to base. Being zapped, though, for the very end by Xerius. Carrier even flying in, taking some damage as well. Vortex ready, but, these towers are like, hey, don't do that. Don't fly in there. But, they have enough health to survive to some degree. Rodrigo flying back. House Tempest trying to do what they can. Vortex being used. Opening up an opportunity for the Warp Prism to take some damage. Xerius is going to capitalize on that. He does shoot it at least once. Knox, I think, he's going to try to finish off this this tower, and the tower is gone. Alien Hybrid moving back, using his scanner sweep. Again, the scanner sweep detection range is so limited. It's actually a little bit less than a Prismatic Beam. And Zaptaz is going to move back. He does have Siege Mode. He's going to try to drag this out as much as possible. Warp Prism being damaged right now. Try to intentionally take that out before Zaptaz has even more area of protection. Get OSC, moving back. Looks like the Rodrigo pushing in. He only has repair bots, protective field. Those are the two things that Dreadnoughts need almost always, and that's what everybody has. However, with the siege mode being engaged, Knox is going to move on out of there. Rodrigo diving in, doing some damage. These Tempests are just being shot at as well. And it looks like Rodrigo flying in there. He's got the armor count. He's going to do some damage. We got Alien Hybrid. He doesn't have a nuke or anything like that, but he could get that if he gets enough farm. He doesn't have enough farm right now. He only has 157. Xerius taking some serious damage right there. But it's just everybody's a target. Everybody's in the area of the siege, and they will be able to choose which one actually gets shot right now. Alien Hybrid gonna have 13 base armor, some plasma shields. Basically, he just needs a whole bunch of money to protect himself against interceptors. Interceptors are now warp. Let's see, he has warp. Let's see if he has the fancy advanced warp. Warp, yes. Okay, so carriers have a unique ability. Warp, obviously, everybody has that. They also have warp technology, which Alien Hybrid is taken out, which removes the cooldown ability. So Vortex being used on the siege tank right there, and I think that's gonna be GG. Mothership is gonna slowly take some damage. He's gonna fly around the side, shooting down just the mothership right there, all alone though. And there we go. Knox is now on the Dreadnought. The Dreadnought can't shoot at 0 range, so he is just gonna get out of siege mode. He's gonna give him back his armor, and he's gonna be healed up by the mothership. But that's just not enough. That's gonna be GG. He's gonna burn him down. He's gonna use all of his abilities. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you guys send your replays to MaffumanCasting@gmail.com. Press like, press subscribe. We are doing StarCraft Star Battle all the time.